Hi everyone, Burrup Lambert from Blue Capital Trading here. Today we've just released a brand new version of Strategy Samurai, version 1.03, and I'm just going to show you some of the updates that we have. So I'll just go here to the changelog on the website, which you can view under View the Changelog, and we're just going to step through the important changes. There's some minor ones here that we'll just we'll gloss over quickly. So we had a debug message removed. That was a typo from the previous release. Some of the sorting inputs reordered and the descriptions changed. So we changed some of the descriptions here to make it more clear about what the input does, and to save a bit on user support, people asking us exactly what an input does. So we've changed a few of those to make it more clearer for the user. Yes, so this is a very significant change. So we used to have an input that was previously called check every X seconds, which was this input right here. And what that would do is you would specify a time in seconds on how often to check for new closed trades. So that input has now been eliminated, and instead we have replaced it with an input called save approved lists for changes every X seconds, if applicable. And what this will do is it will update the approved magic list and the approved symbol list when it can, depending on this input. So right now I have it set to 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds, if it can update, as in there are changes to be made, it will update the approved magic list and the approved symbol list. Obviously, if there's no new closed trades, there's no statistics that have changed, and the text files don't need to be updated. So that's why it says if applicable. The CSV files will always be updated as soon as there are new closed trades. So as soon as a new closed trade comes in, the CSV file will get updated. But you may only want to update the approved magic list every 3 days, or every 7 days, or once a month. And so what you can do is you can come in here and you can tell it exactly when you want to update this file, but all the metrics are calculated and all the statistics are updated internally, and you'll just specify how often you want this file to be updated. Another change we have is return to average drawdown has been renamed to return to max average drawdown. And we've done that because return to max average drawdown is a more accurate representation of what the actual statistic, the actual metric does, which is dividing the return by all the peak drawdowns, and then dividing that by the count of the drawdowns. The return to average drawdown metric still does exist. However, it has a new calculation now, which is every trade the drawdown is stored and calculated. So for example, if new equity highs are being made, the drawdown is 0. If it loses a trade, it might be 1. And if it keeps going into a drawdown, it might be like 5, then 10. So it's a different calculation, and we believe return to max average drawdown is the one that's most suitable for Strategy Samurai applications. We've renamed total PL in dollar or dollars to net profit, total trades to trades, and filter by trades and date drop down renamed to filter by trades, filter by date. So if we come in here, we can see that this used to just be trades and date, and now it's filter by date, filter by trades. I'll do the fixes next. So Strategy Samurai now checks for an approved list immediately and then at a specified interval set by check for new closed trades every X seconds. And that is because there was a bug where if you set this value really high, it wouldn't trigger, for example, let's say 500 seconds. Strategy Samurai wouldn't do anything until 500 seconds. So right now, that has been corrected, and as soon as you apply Strategy Samurai to the chart, it will begin analyzing your account history. There was a pretty big bug with yen pair pip calculations, which has been fixed. So all the pip, where's the pips? Oh, I've got them turned off. That's why I don't see them. Yes. So all these had an issue that has now been rectified. And there was an issue with Strategy Samurai receiving an error and it would just exit instead of retrying. That has also been fixed. Now, if we get to the new additions to this version. So we've added a text file in the base Strategy Samurai directory for users to easily copy paste the URL required for web requests. And this was because we had a few users having issues manually typing in our domain and typing it in wrong. So now you can come in here and there's a text file, paste this URL in Tools, Options, Expert Advisors in MetaTrader. And it's just a URL to our domain, but you can copy this. You can come into MetaTrader, Tools, Options, Expert Advisors, and then paste it in here without issue. We now have a text file that easily points you to the approved magic list. Now, you're not seeing it here, and that's because the file is deleted when you set the sorting to symbols, and that's not to confuse people because you can only use the FX Blue personal trade copier with magic. So if I set this to magic now and I click OK and I go back, we'll see a file appear here. Open and copy text to the FX Blue personal trade copier, include magic numbers input to copy trades. If we open this, this is actually the string pointing to this file here that we need to input into the FX Blue personal trade copier. Somewhere, FX Blue sender. And you would paste that in, include magic numbers, just like that, so that you don't need to manually come in here and type whatever or open up your File Explorer and copy this. It's all done for you now. Now, a couple GUI changes. GUI now displays when the next possible save for the approved list is, and the GUI now displays when the last save was. And the experts log now displays two approved lists, the current real-time approved list and the approved list that was last saved. So all these things work together. So if we come in here, back to Strategy Samurai, we can see here on the main dashboard, the next approved list save possible after, and that is, oops, if I come in here, it's telling me that the next possible approved list save is possible after 11:59 p.m. and 5 seconds. And now currently the market is closed, and that's why this has not updated. Otherwise, this would update every 5 seconds, telling you the next possible time that it can be saved. And the one below tells us when the last approved list was actually saved. If we come in here to the experts log, we can now see, if I just scroll to the top, that the last saved approved list was this, and this is the real-time list. And the reason we've got that is because you might, as I mentioned before, only save your list once every 3 days or once every 7 days. And here you can easily see the count of the last approved list and the magics that were in that list and what the current one is. So, and these might be drastically different. So the last time you saved it, there might have only been 5 magics, and currently there might only be 12. There might be 12 magics, and you can see the differences between them and know that the text file hasn't been updated, because it will tell you when it's updated, and you'll see these match when it is updated. Okay, maximum drawdown in dollars added to CSV file, output and sorting option. So in the CSV file now, right at the end, we can actually see the maximum drawdown in dollars. So we can see how far into a drawdown in monetary terms a strategy is. Added maximum short-term average profit loss ratio as a filter. So if we come into our, just ignore these. If we come into the settings and we actually have a look here, the minimum long-term average profit to loss ratio and the maximum average profit to loss ratio. And this has been added to allow users to filter between divergent and convergent strategies. You know, strategies that follow trends that'll generally have a small average loss and a large average profit, and strategies that are more mean reverting that will be closer to a 1-to-1 ratio. So if I just bring up the example CSV file here, and we have a look at our average profit to loss ratio, we go smallest to largest. We can see here that we have some strategies where our average profit to our average loss is around twice, so a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio on average, and it goes down from there. And then we have a lot of strategies that actually have an inverse 4-to-1, 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And if we actually look at the average profit here, it's $15, and the average loss is actually minus 67, negative $67. Despite, oh, and it does have a negative profit. This is a demo account that's just used for testing. So we can see that what we can do, we can actually filter out these strategies, or target only specific strategies that is, say, between 0.5 and 1, or 1 and 10, and we can eliminate, or we can separate those strategies based off the profit to loss ratio, and try and target ones that are more mean reverting, breakout, or trending strategies that we might have. Another new metric here is normalized profit factor. Now, if you're running an account with all your strategies and they are all using the same lot size, you won't see any difference in the calculation between profit factor and normalized profit factor as you see here. All these are the same, and that's because with normalized profit factor, the calculation is the same. But what normalized profit factor does allow you to do is, if you are running Strategy Samurai on an account and you are taking trades, but the trades have a varying lot size, which can be any lot size, it doesn't matter. This normalized profit factor will normalize those trade values into an amount, make them equal, and then compare them against each other. So if, for example, you're using EA Studio and you're using the same 0.01 fixed lot example on your demo account, you won't see any difference between profit factor and normalized profit factor. So you can use normalized profit factor without any worries. However, if you're using Strategy Samurai on an account that has a varying lot size, normalized profit factor will give you a more accurate, or an accurate profit factor number. You shouldn't be using, no one should be using profit factor as a metric on an account with varying lot size between strategies, because you're not comparing apples to apples. So normalized profit factor is there. If you have that, we don't think a lot of people are actually using a varying lot size, because most people are using strategy generation software like FSP Pro and EA Studio. But if you are, you now have a metric that will work with that lot sizing model. I've already talked previously about the new return to average drawdown calculations. Average max drawdown in dollars and percent is now in the CSV file. So if we come in here and we scroll down, we can see the average max drawdown in dollars, and that is because of this new metric. These are the two that accompany it. So we can see our average max drawdown and in dollars and in percent as well. I removed some of the drawdown metrics and the win percentage from the sorting metric availability. So if we come in here and we go sorting, you'll see that the list here has changed. And that is because what you should be sorting by is a metric that encompasses risk and reward, or it's a proxy to that. So there were some in there that I don't think traders should be using, and instead you'd be better off using something like profit factor or average trade or return to max drawdown or R. So those have been removed. If you want them added back in, or you think there is one missing, please let us know. Now, this one I'm pretty excited about. Magic and symbol columns are now displayed in symbol stats and magic stats. So if we come here to our CSV files and we open up the magic stats CSV file and we come to the start, you'll actually see there's now a symbol column. And what this column does is Strategy Samurai will tell you what pair or symbol this magic trades on. And if it trades on multiple, as in it can't determine what it trades on, it will leave it blank. So this is an easy way to see, if we come in here and I just want to look at my approved strategies, you can come in here quickly and you can see if you're overexposed on a single symbol or not, and exactly how many strategies per symbol you're trading on. Now this actually works on the individual filter basis. So this is the long-term filter, and this is since inception, but if, no, correction, this is only looking at the last 10 trades. However, if I was to open up the medium filter or the short-term filter, it'll only look at the trades for the last 10 trades or 5 trades or whatever it is. So if I just come in here and I change this to 0, and I'm filtering by trades, and I go 20 trades, 10 trades, close out of this, just so you can see the difference. Hopefully I can highlight it. Okay, we can see these have all updated. We'll open them up. Okay, so here's an example. We can see that in the long term, strategy 10000 has traded on more than one symbol, which is why it's blank. If we come into the medium, we can see that also in the last 20 trades, it's also traded on more than one symbol. And if we come into the short-term filter, however, we can see that the last 10 trades have actually all been on pound USD. And so that's what it means, where it is filter independent, and it will show you individually per filter. Now, we've also done the reverse. So if we open up the symbol column, the symbol CSV file, we've added the magic column, and we can actually see that it will do the reverse, and it will tell us if we are trading a single magic on a pair or multiple magics on a pair. So what this is telling me is on the last 10 trades on Euro Swiss, I've been trading multiple magic numbers, and that's why it is blank. The last 10 trades for pound USD have all been using this magic number, this strategy, and the last 10 trades for Euro Yen have all been using this strategy. Now 0, if you didn't know, is the magic number that's assigned to a manually placed trade in MetaTrader. And so this is indicating that the last 10 trades on Aussie Yen have all been placed manually. So this is exactly what I said. In the Magic Stats CSV files, the symbol column now displays the symbol the magic trades on. If the magic trades on multiple symbols, it is set to blank. Works with each filter individually. In the symbol stats CSV files, the magic column now displays the magic the symbol trades on. If multiple magics trade on the same symbol, it is set to blank. Works with each filter individually. And lastly, pretty excited about this one. Managed to get it to work. We've added the coefficient of correlation, as in R, as a filter and sorting metric. And basically what the coefficient of correlation is it's basically a linear regression line that tells us how straight our equity curve is, which is one of the things that you want to see in an equity curve. So if we come in here and I scroll across to the final column, we can see correlation coefficient R. And I'll just sort this largest to smallest, and we can see the calculation here. And because we're using R and not R squared, it actually tells us the direction of the line. So anything that is less than 0 means that the equity curve is going down, as in it's a losing strategy. or close to losing. And what we want to see is something that's going from the bottom left to the top right, which will give us a value. If it was perfect, it would be 1. And this is perfect because these have not had any losers. And the higher value, the better. So very excited to add this metric in. It's up there with return to max average drawdown as the metrics that you want to use to find the best strategies, in my opinion. And you should probably be looking for strategies that I would say are above 0.7. So that's it for update version 1.03. Stay tuned, and we'll have a new version out soon. If you want to learn more, you can come to our website here, bluecapitaltrading.com. And if you want to have a look at Strategy Samurai, it's /products/strategy-samurai. You can also join our free Slack group right here. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one.